Hi Aquarius, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of May 2022. It's an extremely busy and intense month because we begin the month in eclipse season, and eclipses shake us up and wake us up. It's a short period of time of a lot of activity and change and a heightened sense of anxiety. They're like wild cards. You know a lot will happen, but you don't know exactly how it will transpire. And eclipses are meant to raise our consciousness and give us information. Sometimes they can uncover information that up until now has been hidden, and then it can change your life forever. Sometimes it's been brewing for a while, and finally it just boils over. And eclipses can eclipse people and situations in and out of our lives and bring very karmic circumstances, major beginnings, major endings. But again, it could happen in a sudden flash that you never expected, and the course of your life could change. And so we begin with that intensity at the end of April. Pluto, the planet of power, death, and regeneration, retrograded at 28 degrees and 36 minutes of the cardinal earth sign of Capricorn, in your house of endings and dreams and the unconscious mind. There could have been major endings. You feel that energy 5 days before and 5 days after. Maybe something you've been working on for a while and you finally release it. And then on the following day, there was a partial solar eclipse at 10 and 28 minutes of the fixed earth sign of Taurus in your house of home, family, and real estate. Eclipses wake us up and shake us up, and that's where you have a lot of activity and intensity. For you, it's been a big focus for a while because Uranus, which is the planet of chaos and the ruler of your sign in modern astrology, as well as brilliance and innovation, has been transiting on and off in your house of home and real estate since May 15th of 2018. And this eclipse at the end of April sets off where Uranus has been transiting approximately the last year and a half. So it raises things a notch. It gives us more information because Uranus is the great awakener. So expect to be getting lots of news this month and having it be a very frenetic and chaotic time. There are also 5 points transiting in the mutable water sign of Pisces, which is the sign of dreams, really focusing on your dreams at a very frenetic and chaotic time. And the focus for you is in your house of money and income, expanding opportunities to creatively bring in more resources and value to your life. Juno, which is an asteroid of partnering, Mars, the planet of action and passion, Neptune, the planet of dreams and imagination, Jupiter, the planet of vision and expansion, and Venus, the planet of love and money, is at the final degree of Pisces, all activating your house of income and money and giving you new financial opportunities. On May 2nd, Venus, the planet of love and money, changes signs and enters the Cardinal Fire sign of Aries at 12:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, where it will transit until May 28th in your house of networking and marketing and communication and local community. This is excellent for marketing yourself, for pitching ideas, if you're interviewing for a job, if you're trying to promote your business, or just get involved in the local community. This is good. On May, Jupiter, which is the luckiest planet, forms a facilitating aspect to Pluto, the planet of empowerment, at 6:33 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could be really good for you for financial opportunities because the two planets together are very good financially when they're in harmony. On May 4th, Mars, the planet of action, forms a very positive aspect to Uranus, the planet of innovation. And this occurs at 11:47 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that could bring some innovative solutions with family. Maybe you're working from home and you're brainstorming on a really exciting project. It's good for getting things done in a very inventive way. On May 5th, there's much more of an unpredictability to the day. The sun meets up with Uranus at 3:22 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in your house of home, family, and real estate. So it could be disruptive with family. Maybe there's unexpected guests. Maybe you have a lot to do that day. It could be exciting, could be a bit chaotic. On May 6th, Mercury, the planet of communication, forms a positive aspect to Venus. And this occurs at 2:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Good for romance and creativity. So that's a good aspect. On May 7th, the sun forms a harmonious aspect to Mars. Passionate energy, invigorating, confident, and courageous. On May 10th, Mercury retrogrades at 4 degrees and 50 minutes of the mutable air sign of Gemini in your house of romance, creativity, love, and children. Mercury will retrograde in 2 signs, initially in Gemini, and then on May 22nd, it re-enters Taurus. It will station direct on June 3rd at 25 degrees of Taurus in your house of real estate, home, and emotional security. It will re-enter the sign of Gemini on June 14th. So you're re-examining your love, how you can obtain joy in this world, how you can be creative, and you're re-evaluating your home and your family and getting your needs met and security. So those are both the sectors of your chart. And on May 10th, the other big news is that Jupiter, the Grand Benefic, the planet of vision and good fortune, enters the Cardinal Fire sign of Aries at 7:22 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It will transit there until October 28th in your house of communication and networking and local community. And this is excellent if you're trying to write a book, or if you're trying to take classes or teach, if you're promoting yourself, if you're networking. Good for getting involved locally and meeting new people. Great for meeting people in your local area. This is very social energy for you too, and really good for taking action, to learn and to teach and to evolve your skills in learning. And you always love to learn, so that's a good thing. On May 15th, that's a huge day. It's the day of a total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And in this case, the sun, moon, and the earth are perfectly aligned, and they form a straight line. The earth comes between the sun and the moon and completely blocks the moon, and it brings things to light. And for you, this occurs in your house of career and life direction. Early that day at 8:13 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Venus meets up with Chiron, the wounded healer, and it does so in your house of communication and perspective and thoughts. So dealing with healing energy around your thoughts and your vantage of how life and things are. And then the sun squares Saturn at 2:49 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could feel restrictive with family and just emotionally. That's a challenging energy. But just right after, the sun forms a harmonious aspect to Neptune at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, emphasizing the dream and the possibility. And then the total lunar eclipse occurs at 9:14 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on May 15th, and at 12:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on May 16th. At 25 degrees and 18 minutes of the fixed water sign of Scorpio. And it occurs in your house of career and life direction. And that's a full moon on steroids. That is a huge karmic. To have a total lunar or a total solar eclipse, the nodes of fate have to be within 9 degrees. In this case, it's within a couple of degrees. So very close, very intense. There could be people being eclipsed out of your life professionally. There could be major opportunities. Maybe you're getting a new job. Maybe you're leaving a job. Maybe there are major changes at the workplace, but this brings a lot of change, a lot of focus on your career. So these eclipses are hitting major houses. The one at the end of April, your house of security and home. The one on May 15th or May 16th in your house of overall life direction and career and where you want to go in life. The South Node is involved in the lunar eclipse about releasing what's hindering you from evolving. Scorpio is a sign of elimination, letting go of what's blocking you. On May 18th, Mars and Neptune meet up in the sky at 2:33 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that could be a bit nebulous around financial opportunities or situations for you, so I wouldn't really get involved in that. On May 19th, the Sun forms a positive angle to Pluto at 8:11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that's good for dealing with getting your needs met, good with getting things done at home and dealing with family. And later that day, Mercury, the planet of communication, forms a positive aspect to Jupiter, the luckiest planet, at 9:33 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that's really good for you for networking and communication of all forms. On May 20th, the Sun changes signs and enters the mutable air sign of Gemini at 9:23 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It'll transit in your house of love affairs and joy and creativity and fun until June 21st. It's a compatible sign, a fellow air sign, so that's really nice. On May 22nd, Mars and Pluto form a very good aspect at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that's good for you for financial opportunities and feeling like you can get things done in getting your goals accomplished financially. And then Mercury, the planet of communication, re-enters the fixed Earth sign of Taurus at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It's re-entering your house of home and getting your needs met and family. So again, re-examining that sector of your life. On May 23rd, the Sun forms a positive aspect to Jupiter at 3:54 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Good for feeling optimistic, good for creative and romantic opportunities for you. And later that day, the Mercury and Mars form a good aspect at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Day. Oh, at 11:27 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that's good for getting research done and just feeling like you can get a lot of mental activities done, a lot of communication and research. On May 24th, Venus, the planet of love and money, forms a helpful aspect to Saturn, the planet of the planet of commitment and structure. Saturn's transiting in your sign, and this is good for financial opportunities, good for partnering in a solid manner. Later that day, Mars changes signs and enters the Cardinal Fire sign of Aries, and that's the sign it rules, at 7:17 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It will transit there until July 5th in your house of communication, writing, and networking. So communication is really highlighted. Jupiter is expanding it in so many forms. Mercury is retrograde, and it retrograded in the sign it rules, and now Mars, where the action is occupying the sector of your chart until July 5th. So really brainstorming, learning, researching, and networking, and getting involved socially. On May 25th, Mercury forms a positive aspect to Pluto at 5:49 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that's good for dealing with family and feeling empowered in dealing with healing situations. On May 27th, Venus squares Pluto, and that could bring breakups, that could bring power struggles, and that occurs at 11:29 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Lay low. On May 29th, Mars and Jupiter meet up at in the sky at 6:31 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's an aspect of good fortune in your house of communication and networking, feeling very exuberant and positive. On May 30th, there's a new moon that takes place at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 9 degrees and 3 minutes of the mutable air sign of Gemini in your house of love, fun, and joy and creativity. The new moon is always a time to plant new seeds and set intentions, and it's in your house of the heart chakra, what makes your heart shine. And definitely work with this new moon. Write down your intentions, be specific. I wish you a lot of luck. Thank you.